We run on viewer support only. For exclusive member-only content, scan the QR or see the pinned comment. God bless you.
My child, I reach out to you now, hoping you will pause and listen to what I have to share. There are currents in your life, subtle and often unnoticed by you, that are not leading you toward the calm and clarity I intend for you. I see the strain this places upon your spirit, a quiet burden you carry, perhaps without full awareness of its weight or its true origin. It is out of a deep care for your well-being that I speak, desiring only for you to walk in light and understanding. You have been treading a path that feels known to you, one that offers a semblance of comfort because of its familiarity. Yet this path, though it may seem sensible to your own reasoning, is not the one I have laid out for your deepest fulfillment. I observe your constant movement, your days filled with activity, and a persistent search for something more, perhaps a greater sense of safety, a more solid affirmation of your worth, or a clearer direction for your days. In this busyness, the moments to simply be still, to quiet your mind and open your heart to my gentle guidance, become few and far between. This reliance on your own efforts, while understandable, can lead you into areas of weariness you were never meant to experience. When you navigate solely by your own map, drawn from your own conclusions and timetables, you may find the journey more arduous than it needs to be. The world offers many voices, many suggestions for how to live and what to pursue. It is easy to become caught in the momentum of these external pressures, striving to meet expectations that do not originate from a place of enduring truth. I see you, my child, investing your energy in pursuits that ultimately cannot provide the lasting contentment your heart seeks. You look for assurance in the approval of others, in the achievements you can measure, in maintaining a certain image, or in the fleeting opinions that shift like sand. While these things may offer a temporary sense of accomplishment or belonging, they are not a firm foundation upon which to build your inner peace. The human spirit yearns for something more substantial, something that remains steady when external circumstances change. This constant reaching for validation from outside sources is an exhausting endeavor, a cycle that often leaves you feeling unfulfilled no matter how much you attain. The peace that I offer is not dependent on these changeable factors. It is an internal state that comes from a secure connection with me. You speak of belief, and I know your heart holds a desire for connection. Yet at times your actions reveal a hesitation, a tendency to hold back a part of yourself, to continue shouldering responsibilities that I long for you to share with me. You attempt to manage outcomes and control situations that are far beyond the scope of human capacity. And in doing so, your spirit can become heavy, weighed down by anxieties that are not yours to carry alone. True surrender is not a sign of weakness, but an opening for my strength to support you. It is an invitation to release the need to control every aspect of your life and to trust in a guidance that sees beyond the immediate horizon. The path I have for you is one where you do not walk alone, burdened by the need to figure everything out by yourself. It is a path of companionship, of shared understanding, where your concerns are heard and your steps are guided. I do not wish for you to come to me only in moments of desperation, when all other avenues seem closed. My desire is for a continuous quiet communion, where my presence is a constant in your daily life, not merely a last resort. I miss the simplicity of an open heart, one that turns to me readily, not just in times of trouble, but in moments of quiet reflection, in times of joy, and in the ordinary course of your day. There is a profound quietude, a deep inner calm that I have set aside for those who choose to walk closely with me, for those who seek my company with an open and willing spirit. This is a peace that the world, with all its offerings, cannot replicate. It is a joy that remains unshaken by the shifting circumstances of life. To access this inner sanctuary, you must be willing to step away from the constant clamor of external demands and internal anxieties. It requires a gentle detaching from the endless stream of distractions that vie for your attention, a conscious choice to quiet the noise and listen for my still, small voice. You cannot find this deep connection if your mind is constantly agitated by worry, or your heart is set on the fleeting assurances of the world. It is often in the quiet spaces, in the moments you intentionally set aside from the rush of life, that my guidance becomes clearest. This is not about an arduous discipline, but a simple turning of your attention inward, toward the source of all peace. My child, I observe that fear in its many disguises sometimes directs your steps. You may call it prudence, or a sense of responsibility, or even wisdom. But at its core, it is often an anxiety about the future, a fear of lack, or a fear of not being enough. This is not the spirit I have given you. The spirit I offer is one of inherent strength, of profound love, and of a mind that is clear and sound. Fear is a constricting force. It can lead to excessive planning, to an inability to make decisions, and to a persistent feeling that you must constantly prove your worth or manage every outcome. This is not my voice. My voice leads to expansion, to trust, and to an understanding of your inherent value that is not dependent on external achievements. My call to you is one of urgency, yes, but it is an urgency born of love, not of pressure. I'm inviting you into a deeper experience of life, one lived in closer alignment with enduring truths. Every time you postpone heeding that inner call to draw nearer to me, you risk becoming more entwined with patterns of thought and behavior that do not serve your highest good. Each small compromise, each step away from your own inner knowing of what is right, can create a subtle chain that becomes harder to break over time. You may say that you are unsure of what to do, that clarity eludes you. But true clarity often requires an undivided heart. If your heart is pulled in many directions, seeking assurance from various external sources while also trying to listen to my guidance, the messages can become muddled. My words, my truths, cannot fully take root in a heart that is filled with pride or an insistence on its own way. These are like barriers that prevent the clear light of understanding from shining through. I desire to help you discern what is truly important, to refine your longings so they align with what will bring lasting fulfillment, not just temporary gratification. I want to help you see clearly the things you believe you need, and to gently replace those that are fleeting with an understanding of what is eternal and truly sustaining. I am not trying to diminish your life or take away what is good, but rather to lead you to something even better, something more real and lasting. You often chase after things that are, by their very nature, temporary, while the enduring truths that can bring profound stability are quietly waiting for your attention. Please understand, my child, that there is something specific you have been reluctant to release, an attachment or a way of thinking that I have gently prompted you to let go of. It may be hidden, even from your own conscious awareness, tucked away in the recesses of your heart, but it continues to influence your choices and color your experiences. This unreleased element can subtly affect the clarity and purity of your inner life, much like a small impurity can affect a source of water. Releasing it may feel like a loss, it may stretch you, but what you will receive in return, a deeper sense of freedom and alignment, will be far more valuable. I will not abandon you in this process. I will not leave you feeling empty. As you make space within yourself by letting go of what no longer serves you, I will fill that space with my presence. with a renewed sense of purpose and peace. Do not be afraid of the quiet that may follow such a release. It is in these moments of inner stillness, when the usual distractions have subsided, that my voice can often be heard most clearly. True surrender, the act of willingly letting go and trusting in my guidance, is the gateway to the very life your spirit longs for. So, I invite you once more to come away from the clamor of the everyday. Come away from the noise, both external and internal. Step back from the endless cycle of doing, from the need to present a certain image, from the striving that leaves you weary. You were not created to simply impress the world. You were created to know me, to walk in companionship with me, and to reflect my qualities in your own unique way. My beloved, the times you are in can feel increasingly shadowed by confusion and uncertainty. The deceptions present in the world seem to grow more pervasive, and many find themselves adrift, not because they lack a desire for truth, but because they are not firmly anchored. Do not let this be your experience. Build your inner life on the solid foundation of enduring truth, on my word. Let my teachings be your bedrock, not just in your words, but in your daily actions and choices. You have a purpose, a unique way to contribute, that was envisioned before your current circumstances. You're not an accident, not an afterthought. Every aspect of your journey, every experience, holds meaning and potential for growth when viewed through the lens of my love and wisdom. Even the parts of your past that you might wish to change, I can use for good if you bring them to me with an open heart. I can bring comfort and understanding to old hurts and transform past difficulties into sources of strength and compassion. You have expressed your concerns in quiet moments, asked questions that perhaps never found voice. I have heard them all. Not a single moment of your seeking has gone unnoticed. I am always near to those whose hearts are open and searching. I bring comfort to those who are troubled in spirit. You are never truly alone, even when feelings of isolation arise. But now is the time to rise above any lingering hesitation. The period for passive wishing is passing. The time for lukewarm commitment is over. The time for compromising your deepest knowing of truth in exchange for temporary ease or acceptance has ended. I am calling you to a path of inner integrity, not to a flawless performance based on your own strength, which is an impossible standard, but to a wholehearted surrender to my guiding spirit within you. I am calling you to live from a place of deep, unconditional regard for yourself and others, a forgiving spirit that releases old grievances, and an unwavering commitment to kindness and understanding. I am calling you to be a quiet source of light in your interactions, a presence that brings calm and reassurance to those around you. You cannot do this if your heart is still entangled with the anxieties and ambitions of the world. You must choose where your primary allegiance lies. It is not possible to fully serve two conflicting intentions. You cannot claim to follow my guidance while still clinging to patterns of behavior that I have shown you are unhelpful. Yet do not be discouraged by this call, my child. My care for you is boundless, and my strength is always available to you. My capacity to help you is made most evident when you acknowledge your own limitations and open yourself to a greater power. You are not too far along a mistaken path to turn back. You are not too broken to be made whole. It is never too late to choose a new direction. You are always just one heartfelt yes away from returning to a place of inner alignment. One moment of sincere surrender can reorient your entire life. Allow me to be your guide again. Let me walk with you through any uncertainties you face. Let my presence be the voice that quiets your fears and reassures your heart. I am not asking for an impossible perfection from you. I am asking for your willingness to open your heart to me. I wish to write my truths upon your heart, not as rigid rules, but as living principles that bring freedom and joy. I want to gently reshape your desires so they align with your deepest well-being. My child, do not put off this turning inward. Do not harden your heart when you sense my quiet prompting. I am speaking to you now, in this very moment. Today can be a day of profound return, a day of inner restoration. Today is the day I offer to refresh your spirit. Let me reawaken your longing for truth and connection. Let me rekindle your desire for a life lived with purpose and peace. The world will offer you many distractions, many promises of fulfillment. But none of these can offer you the enduring presence of my love and guidance. I am the true treasure your heart seeks. I am the source of all lasting peace. I am the life that truly satisfies. I am the renewal that makes all things new. I am the shepherd who guides you with unfailing care. I am the sustaining presence that nourishes your spirit. I am the open door to a deeper understanding of yourself and your path. I am the light that illuminates even the most shadowed corners of your experience. I am the one who sees you completely, with all your strengths and vulnerabilities, and loves you without condition. I am the ever-present companion who runs toward you with open arms, always ready to welcome you home. Have you not sensed this call deep within your spirit already? My child, the most significant misstep in any generation, even among those who profess a connection to me, is the attempt to live without my word as a constant, living anchor. It is not enough to acknowledge my truths occasionally or to recall them selectively. They are not meant to be mere intellectual concepts, but the very breath of your inner life. To neglect this deep daily immersion in my guidance is to build with materials that cannot withstand the pressures of life. Such a structure may appear sound from a distance, but when the winds of challenge blow and the fires of trial come, and they do come to all, it will not stand firm. You cannot navigate by feelings alone, my child. Your heart, though I hold it dearly, is not always an unerring compass when left to its own devices. It can be swayed by fleeting emotions, influenced by prevailing opinions, and can too easily cling to what feels comfortable rather than what is true. But my word is pure. My word is eternal. My word is sharper and more discerning than any human instrument. It can distinguish between the deepest intentions of the heart, separating truth from illusion. It reveals what is hidden from ordinary sight. It shows the difference between the path of wisdom and the path of folly. There are ways you are walking now, patterns you have unconsciously adopted, thoughts you have accepted as truth, that do not originate from me. They may feel right, even familiar, but they are slowly, subtly undermining the foundation of your inner peace. You may not notice their effect at first, for they often approach quietly, as a small compromise here, a minor neglect there, a growing tolerance for what you once knew was not for your highest good. This is how the enemy to your peace works. Not always with a dramatic show of force, but with quiet, persistent suggestions that lead you away from your center. That is why you must remain rooted in my word, not as a mere duty or a formal observance, but as a desperate daily reliance, like a little one who cannot go without nourishment, like lungs that require air to breathe. My word is not simply a collection of writings. It is spirit, and it is life. It is your protection, your guidance, your instruction, your comfort, your warning, and your most profound hope. Without it, You are left vulnerable to the confusing messages that now permeate the world like a rising water. You will not be able to discern the subtle distortions of truth presented in appealing forms unless you are intimately familiar with my unchanging truth. You cannot recognize a deviation if you do not know the original path with deep certainty. This is why my guidance is more essential now than ever before. The hour is indeed progressing, and the haze of conflicting ideas is thickening. But those who make my word their dwelling place will not be led astray. They will walk with an inner clarity and a steady calm, even when others around them are overcome by confusion and anxiety. Their foundation is not in the shifting sands of this world, but on the unshakable rock of eternal truth. You may feel at times unequal to the challenges you perceive. You may feel that you lack what is needed. But listen to me now. I have chosen you for this very time, for this unique journey. I have not called you to merely get by. I have called you to be a source of light and understanding. But your light will only remain clear and steady if it is fueled by my truth, not by passing trends, not by popular opinions, not by complex human reasonings, but by the simple, powerful, eternal, unchanging truth that is found in my word. Let it reside within you richly. Let it correct you with gentleness. Let it teach you with wisdom. Let it comfort you in times of sorrow. Let it stir you to acts of kindness and compassion. Let it be your unshakable standard, not your fluctuating emotions. Let it be the guidance you turn to, not something you merely store away. This is how you can live in the midst of challenges and not be consumed by them. This is how you can navigate difficult times and not lose your way. This is how you hear my voice above all the competing noises of the world. I am not silent, my child. I am always speaking. But many do not hear because their attention is turned away. My voice is clear in my word. My will is revealed in my word. My heart is poured out in my word. If you neglect it, you will invariably miss my guidance, even while believing you are following me. Return, my beloved. Return to your first and truest connection. Return to the quiet place within where my spirit meets yours. Return to my word. Let it become your daily sustenance once more. Let it reshape how you perceive, how you think, and how you live your life. You do not need more human opinions. You need my enduring truth. You do not need more fleeting distractions. You need my abiding presence. You do not need more affirmation from the world. You need the unshakable knowing of my constant care for you, which comes from me alone. Let me reawaken your hunger for what is real and lasting. Let me reignite your thirst for genuine connection and purpose. Blessed are those who deeply desire what is right and true, for they shall be truly satisfied. I long to fill your life with good things, but I cannot fill a heart that is already crowded with the anxieties and ambitions of the world. Make room for me. Empty yourself of what does not truly nourish your spirit, and I will pour my life-giving presence into every part of your being. You were not created to simply reflect the patterns of this world. You were not made to echo its fleeting values. You are part of a special people, a chosen way of being, set apart to reflect my qualities. But you can only live this set-apart life if you are saturated in my word. Without it, the world will inevitably shape you. But with it, you will have the strength and wisdom to bring a positive influence to the world around you. Do not wait for another crisis to compel you to turn to me. Do not wait until you are in deep distress to open my word and seek my guidance. Come now. Come while your heart still feels the gentle stirring. Come while you can still discern the quiet call. There may come a time when the noise of the world grows so loud, so insistent, that many will no longer be able to distinguish my voice from the clamor. But those who have trained their inner ear through consistent attention to my word will walk in light, while others may stumble in the shadows. My child, I love you too much to remain silent when I see you veering from the path of peace. I love you too much to let you drift into confusion without offering my hand. That restlessness you sometimes feel, that stirring deep within your spirit, that holy discomfort with things that are not aligned with truth. It is me awakening you, calling you back, not to a system of rules, but to a living relationship, not to a mere set of beliefs, but to a profound revelation of love and truth. I am the same, always and forever. My word does not change with the whims of culture, and neither should your reliance on its enduring wisdom. Let this be the hour you return to me with your whole heart. Let this be the moment you recommit to my word as your guide. Let this be the day you say with sincerity, "Speak, for your child is listening." And I will speak, I will guide, I will protect, I will fill, I will restore. I am with you. I have not left you. I am ready to reveal more of myself to you than you have ever known. But you must come. You must choose. You must draw near. I am waiting, and I care for you more than you can ever fully comprehend. My dear one, I see the path ahead of you, and I want to speak to your heart about some things you may be sensing, things that might feel unsettling. There are influences in the world that are not of me, forces that work subtly to draw you away from what is good and true. You may not always see them, but they are present. And one such influence is drawing near to your home, to your personal space. I am telling you this not to cause alarm, but to prepare you, for I am always with you, and I wish for you to walk in awareness and strength. This particular influence does not operate in the physical way you understand. It is an unseen presence, one that can perceive things you cannot, and it moves quietly, often in places that seem peaceful on the surface. It is trying to find a way into your thoughts and your home because you are special to me. You carry a light within you, a connection to me, and this is what that opposing force seeks to diminish. Its aim is not against your physical being as much as it is against that inner light, the peace and clarity that come from me. It desires to create confusion, to twist your understanding, and to make you doubt the love and guidance I offer. But you must know, I am your constant guardian. I do not slumber. I am aware of every challenge you face, both seen and unseen. This is why I am reaching out to you now, to give you understanding and to show you how to stand firm. Your cooperation is important, for I work with you, not just for you. Listen closely to what I say, and do not let doubt creep in. The feeling of fear, that sharp anxiety that can sometimes grip you, is not from me. Fear is a tool used by those forces that oppose goodness. I give you faith, a deep knowing of my presence and my care for you. This faith is like a shield, protecting your heart and mind. I also give you trust, the conviction to rely on me and my ways. This trust is like a weapon against those influences that seek to unsettle you. Use these gifts I have given you. The influence that is near your home often disguises itself. It looks for openings in places where peace is fragile. It thrives on unresolved disagreements within your household, on bitterness held in the heart, on envy that colors your thoughts about others. It finds entry through prolonged anger, through the refusal to forgive, through hidden resentments or actions you know are not right. These are the pathways it seeks. It waits patiently, looking for an opportunity, a moment of weakness or an open door of negativity. to gain access and disrupt your peace. Therefore, I want you to take specific steps, starting now, to fortify your surroundings and your inner self. This is not about empty rituals, but about conscious acts of dedication and alignment with me. First, consider the atmosphere of your home. I want you to actively cleanse this space. I want you to affirm my presence and protection over your dwelling. Speak these words aloud, with conviction in your heart. This home is dedicated to the giver of all good things. Every part of it, every moment spent here, every sound within these walls is under his loving care. No shadow can remain here. No harmful influence can linger. Any presence not of me must depart and not return. By the strength I receive from on high, I declare this space protected and set apart for peace and light. Say this with a heart full of trust, not with a sense of fear, but with a calm assurance of my power and my love for you. As you do this, reaffirm that each room, each space is under my protection, and that no influence contrary to my goodness is welcome. This act, done with a sincere heart, reinforces the spiritual boundary around your home. It is also vital to guard your thoughts, for this is often where an opposing influence first tries to gain a foothold. Be mindful of what you allow into your mind. Consider carefully the things you watch, the words you listen to, the ideas you ponder. Avoid entertainment or discussions that glorify fear, that dwell on darkness, that promote selfish desires, or that encourage rebellion against what is good and right. These things may seem harmless, even entertaining, but they can carry subtle messages that weaken your spirit and create openings for negativity. Instead, turn your attention to things that uplift your spirit, that strengthen your connection to me, that remind you of truth, beauty, and goodness. Fill your mind with thoughts that are pure, lovely, and of good report. This practice will build a strong defense against harmful influences. Let your communication with me be regular and heartfelt. Think of it as a constant conversation, a way to stay aligned with my presence. Do not wait until you feel particularly spiritual or until a crisis arises. Speak to me when you are tired, when your mind is distracted, even when you feel numb or distant. For this connection is not based on your feelings of the moment, but on the unchanging reality of my love and availability. It is your way of holding my hand, of acknowledging my presence in your life, even when you feel far away. Know that even in those moments, I am close. You must also embrace forgiveness, and I speak this with a sense of urgency. Unforgiveness, whether towards others or yourself, creates a space where negativity can fester. It is like a heavy weight that an opposing influence can use to pull you down. When you hold on to bitterness or resentment, you give these forces a place to work in your life. I ask you to release these things, not primarily for the sake of those who may have wronged you, but for your own freedom and peace. When you forgive, you break a chain that binds you to past hurts, and you open your heart more fully to my healing and peace. This may be difficult, but I will give you the strength to do it if you ask me. Remember also the bond between us, the commitment I have made to you. Take time regularly, even if you are alone, to reflect on this. It is not a mere ritual, but a profound declaration of our connection. It is a reminder that my love for you is steadfast and has overcome all that would separate you from me. When you partake in this remembrance, you are affirming your place in my care and sealing yourself anew in my protection. No influence can override the power of this bond when you actively acknowledge it. Be wary of seeking guidance or power from sources that are not of me. They can create confusion and open doors to influences that are not for your good. I am your only true source of guidance and spiritual strength. I do not share my place in your heart with other powers or practices. I see things beyond what your physical eyes can perceive. I understand the deeper workings of the world, both seen and unseen. I see the traps that can be laid for you, the subtle ways that an opposing influence might try to corner you or lead you astray. Sometimes, difficulties are allowed not to harm you, but because through them, you learn and grow. The enemy might try to use these times to make you believe that isolation is safer than connection, that shutting down your heart is a form of wisdom, or that doubt is more reasonable than faith. It may even use the words or actions of people around you, often those who are unaware they are being used, to whisper these deceptive ideas into your mind if it is not guarded by truth. But know this, my dear one, I have never left your side. From your very first breath I have been with you, a constant presence, a shield around you. There have been times you were unaware of my intervention, moments when I stood between you and harm. In your quietest nights, when you felt alone, I was listening. When dangers, both physical and spiritual, circled near, I was there. You are not just an ordinary person in the vastness of the world. You are mine. And because you are mine, you are precious. And yes, at times a target for those influences that oppose me. But also because you are mine, you are profoundly protected. No weapon, no force, no scheme formed against you will ultimately succeed when you stand with me. The world around you may seem to be growing more challenging. The shadows may appear to lengthen at times, but my light within you, when nurtured, will shine even more brightly in contrast. You were not brought into this specific time and these specific circumstances by accident. You were chosen, and with this choosing comes both a responsibility to live in my light and the assurance of my unwavering protection and guidance. I have given you the spiritual ability to stand against the enemy. You do not need to fear. If you sense such a presence, if a shadow falls over your spirit or a sudden chill of dread comes upon you, do not be moved. In that moment, speak my name. There is immense power in my name, a power that causes darkness to flee. Say it with confidence, even if your voice trembles. Say it in the darkness, say it aloud. My strength and my refuge are in the one true God. That name, spoken in faith, has overcome every opposing power, every dark dominion. I will now tell you where to run when these feelings or influences press upon you. But it is not a physical place. Run into my presence. That is your true refuge, your ultimate shelter. Not another person, but me. Close your eyes, quiet your heart, and speak to me. I am there. My angels are with you even now. I have dispatched them to your home, to your life, to stand guard. You may not see them with your physical eyes, but they are more real than the ground beneath your feet. You are not alone. I encourage you to teach those in your household to connect with me as well, to call upon me in times of need and in times of peace. You do not need to fear for them if you keep them in your prayers and guide them towards me. Cover them daily with your requests for my protection and blessing. Speak words of life over them. Speak blessings into their lives. If the enemy attempts to manifest through conflict or strife in your home, stop. Do not engage with it on its terms. Instead, speak peace aloud into the situation. If it brings unsettling dreams or disturbs your sleep, call on me before you rest. Let your home be filled with an atmosphere of praise and peace, for praise confuses the enemy. He cannot stand where I am glorified. And if he returns, do not be afraid. Simply remind him that you are covered by my love and that he has no claim on you or your home. Then turn your back on him and focus on me. I am the light, and no shadow can survive in my full presence. Do not delay in these things. Do not think this is merely a feeling you are having or a strange dream. This is your loving guide speaking to you, warning you because I love you. I guide those I love, and I also protect them. But protection often comes through your active obedience and cooperation. You must also forgive, and I speak this with deep care for your well-being. Holding on to unforgiveness towards others or yourself is like opening a door for bitterness, and the enemy gains a foothold where bitterness grows. You may feel justified in your pain, and truly, you may have been wronged. But I ask you to release it, not for their sake, but for yours. When you hold on to pain, you make a resting place for the enemy in your heart. When you let go, you build a place for me there. Choose wisely. I know the wounds you carry, the secret sorrows no one else sees. I know what you fear in the quiet moments, but I have never, ever abandoned you. From your first cry to your last breath, I have hovered over you like a protective covering. The times you should have been overcome, I intervened. The nights you wept alone, I listened. The moments when harm circled near, I stood between. You are not ordinary. You are mine. And because you are mine, you are a target. But also because you are mine, you are eternally protected. Let no weapon formed against you prosper. But also, do not be naive. Though these weapons shall not ultimately prosper against you when you stand with me, they will form. You must be alert. Stay in my word, the Bible. Do not let it be a book you open only when desperate. Let it be your daily nourishment. In it is my voice. In it is truth. In it is light. And light exposes darkness. Remember, the blood of my covenant speaks louder than any curse. Remember that you are sealed, that you belong to me. No spirit can override the blood that covers you. You must begin to see your life the way I see it. You must stop measuring yourself by earthly standards and begin to align your heart with eternal truth. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. Each chapter of your life, even the ones that seem still, is crafting you for what lies ahead. Not a single moment of your journey has been in vain. Your hardships serve a purpose, and your setbacks are never the end of the story. Let me say it once more. I long for you to thrive. I take great joy in the victories of those I hold dear, though I view success through a different lens. The world reckons success by the roar of the crowd, the swelling of your coffers, or the renown of your name. Yet I proclaim you triumphant when you hold fast to faith, when you heed my guidance in stillness, when you stand unwavering amidst life's fiercest gales, when you choose virtue over ease, when you lift your hands in worship even beneath the heaviest load. True prosperity
We
is the
run on
flourishing of
viewer
your
support
spirit,
only. For
irrespective
exclusive
of the
member
world
only
around
content,
you.
scan the
Amen.
QR or see the pinned comment. God bless you.